conversation going, but let's check in with our reporters quickly. Ziyanda is, of course, in Pretoria, where the 30-year celebrations are expected to take place as we celebrate Freedom Day. And she's standing by as well with the Minister of Justice. Ziyanda, over to you.
Good morning, Naledi. Absolutely, and it's interesting that the conversation in studio is talking about Din Swallow, because the president in the program today is also going to be parading another Din Swallow, it seems. And let's bring in Ronald Lamola to talk about the gains of freedom. Justice has not always prevailed, especially for the black majority. A department such as yours is critical. We've been speaking a lot about these TRC cases, but perhaps as we commemorate this important day, what are the issues at the top of your mind this morning, Minister?
Yeah, thank you and good morning to the viewers at home. On this day in 1994, I was watching a small black and white TV as a youngster, admiring the queues across the country and hoping for freedom, hoping for justice, because I was in a farm in Port, a TSB farm, where discrimination was obvious to all of us, even as though we're youngsters. We could not play with the white youngsters. We could not go to the same schools. Today is a different case. Our kids can play with whoever they want to play with. They go to no-fee schools, and they can have a freedom to dream to be anything, astronauts, to be engineers, and anything that they want to be in their own life. That is the freedom that has been brought by the Constitution and has enabled any South African to dream, to be able to achieve their unlimited potential. And that is what we talk about when we talk about freedom. We in our space have also enabled this through various laws in the country that ensures that there is equality for everyone.
And I mean, some of the highlights of those laws include the Civil Union Act that was passed, which of course allows for same-sex marriages. And the South African Constitution is hailed across the globe for being fair, but also espousing the values of human rights in particular. But Minister, in recent times, and perhaps in particular during the election campaign, we've seen, murmurs of people saying that, well, maybe this Constitution isn't for them. Maybe this Constitution doesn't bring about the kind of freedom that they'd envisaged. What would you say to someone who's sitting at home, probably unemployed, or really still suffering from the inequality in the country, that this Constitution is theirs too?
This Constitution indeed is for everyone. It's a transformative Constitution. It has enabled us to provide various laws, BE laws, affirmative action laws, and all laws that are aimed to transform the country. Anything that you see today across South Africa has been enabled by this foundation that has been laid in the past 30 years. What we need to do is to ensure that we continue to build from this. People need to continue to participate in this constitutional democracy by voting on the 29th of May, so that we continue in this journey and ensure that everyone is included in the economy. We build an inclusive economy. We also create jobs for everyone. We work as a collective which is enabled by the Constitution, because the Constitution enables a space for everyone to make a contribution, to change their lives. They could be in a difficult condition today, but the laws that have been put in place are there to free and ensure that everyone reaches their full potential.
Ronald Lamola is the Justice and Correctional Services Minister there. An important component to be at this gathering, Naledi, to reflect then on the gains of democracy, especially because of just how bloody the liberation movement got at some stage. It wasn't an easy struggle to wage, but certainly some important highlights, at least this year, is of course that Justice Department, our Justice Department, also taking up the plight of the people in Palestine by taking Israel to the International Court of Justice. So lots to reflect on, and in a short while we'll have that military parade, a 21-gun salute before the arrival of President Cyril Ramaphosa.